Okay, when the Detroit Lions drafted this guy, it was a little like, okay, awesome, because it was a position of need. But if we're being real honest, we're like, who is this? We've never heard of this guy. And yes, that just fell as I hit record. I'll get that fixed. It's not them, it's me. I don't have it put up there right. Don't worry, I'll get it fixed. So the player I'm talking about that we didn't know about, then we're like, all right, kind of talking ourselves into it, but he's really doing good things in OTAs and rookie mini camps, and now the mandatory mini camp is Brodric Martin, the defensive tackle out of Western Kentucky. Now remember, this guy is huge, and we take him in the third round. So remember, he's not even like any stars on like 24/7 sports. It's like, how many stars was he out of high school? I think 0. So he's like, all right, I'm going to go to North Alabama. And he redshirts as a freshman at North Alabama. So he can't even get on the field at North Alabama. So it's like, oh boy, don't like this. So he goes there for a few years, ends up doing pretty well. Okay. But then remember, COVID comes in the 2020 season, shortens his career at North Alabama. Then he goes to Western Kentucky. At Western Kentucky, plays all 14 games, 31 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, and helped them win the division championship game. So in his like final game, he had 7 tackles and a sack. Really plays well at Western Kentucky, but it's one season, don't really know. So kind of take in COVID, kind of take in the fact that, hey, he was just kind of growing up, because remember, he's 6'5", 330 pounds. In comparison, Isaiah Buggs is 6'2", I think 6'3", 290. Buggs is a big guy, clogs up the middle. He's 6'3", 290. So this guy's 40 pounds bigger than Buggs. He's 2 inches taller. He's massive, and he's trying to learn like his body, just trying to get bigger, get stronger. So here's some of his athletic stats though. 40-yard dash, ran it in a 5.3. That's really good. 5.3. I mean, really good. 20 bench presses. Like to see that be a little bit more, but at 6'5", some people have him at 340. He's massive, and he's trying to figure this out. So remember, he said on draft night, like, hey, I got the call. Remember, I don't know if you've seen the story, but he got the call. He was setting up for a party on Saturday. Thought he was going to get picked in the 5th, 6th, 7th round. He gets picked in the 3rd round. It's like, oh boy, what are we doing? But the reason that we took him is because we needed a defensive tackle, and Brad Holmes is looking at this guy and saying, look, he hasn't even figured it out yet. He has never been coached. He's still growing into his body. Wait till he gets stronger. If we can get this strong 6'5", 340-pound guy to really figure out the game, get stronger, get bigger, that's going to be it. So he says it right here. When you identify a guy at that size, that's that powerful, that athletic, and has that kind of rare length that he has. And look, there are a lot of defensive linemen that are big and length and are powerful, but he plays hard. He plays like you want him to. He's relentless. He chases the ball. He's instinctive. He can find the football. You trust Brad Holmes. You trust him and like what you're seeing there. And then OTAs come out, and everybody's kind of reporting, hey, this guy's huge. That was the biggest thing that I took away from M Live and some other guys that were there, is this guy is just massive. And so you're Brad Holmes. You're trying to identify, what can we do to take the load off of Isaiah Buggs and Aleem McNeil? This is not our primary defensive tackle that we're going to count on game in and game out, but this is a guy that can take this year, be a rotational piece, and then get stronger, gets bigger, learns the game, Aaron Glenn, all those things, and then can really be maybe a mainstay at defensive tackle for you. Because again, we always talk about, there are not guys walking around that are 6'5", 340 that can play football, that are long, rangy. You can't find these guys. You just can't. So why wait to the 5th round to hope he's there? Let's get him. We get him. We need him at defensive tackle. We needed that player, so we went and got him. So again, to act like we knew who this guy was, nobody did. And so we all were like, yes, defensive tackle. We needed that. We needed that. And it's like, well, I don't know who this guy is. Oh, Western Kentucky? Okay. Yeah, they're pretty solid. Oh, he's only there for a year. Oh, he was at North Alabama. Never played. Oh, well, what was he out of high school, man? What was he? Was he like a 4-star or something? No, 0 star. Oh, okay. So remember, It's that Martin was viewed by many as the media as a late round prospect. So remember, let's tell you the story real quick. He got the call from Coach Dan Campbell. He was confused. He says, "Do you want to be a Lion?" I said, "Yeah, yeah." So he ran down 6 flights of stairs to tell his mom because she was downstairs at the hotel getting ready for the party on the next day. They figured he'd get drafted on the next day, not even ready for it. He said, "I've never seen my mom jump, never in my life. She jumped at least this high up to his knee." And he was like, "This is probably the best feeling in the world." So he wasn't expecting it. We don't care. We wanted you. And he said, "Hey, there was a team that said maybe we take you in the 3rd round. That was the Giants. The Giants ended up using their 3rd and 4th round picks to jump up to take Tennessee wide receiver Jalen Hyatt at the top of the 3rd round. So they weren't going to pick until round 5. So he thought, hey, it's safe to leave the party, set up, get something to eat. Then he get a call from Detroit, came in a few minutes later. So this guy's unheralded. Nobody knows who he is, but it's a guy to keep your eyes on this season. We need a defensive tackle. We needed just like somebody else because Levi, don't know. Just don't know where he's going to be at this year. Not really counting on him at all. Just in fact saying you're probably not going to be here if like we're being honest. So why not look to Isaiah Buggs? We got Covington this year. He's 29 years old, definite veteran. But that defensive tackle, we've got a ton of edges. I mean, we couldn't have more edges almost, which is really good when you talk about the Okwara brothers, Hutchinson, Houston, Charles Harris. We've got everybody and their brother on defensive end, which is great. And can't have enough of those guys. You say that, but like you literally cannot have enough. You constantly want to rotate them in. And at the end of the game, team's down by 7. That's what you want. But what about defensive tackle? Craig made a video on this of like, what's that one position where you're just like, hey, we've done a lot of really good things this offseason. Secondary, revamped our running backs. Linebackers look good, but what's that one thing? It's like defensive tackle. If we just had one more guy, and this is the guy that we're not counting on, but we're also like, hey, if you could be good, that would really help. That would really help everything. Because is Isaiah Buggs going to stay healthy for all 17 games? No. Is Aleem? Probably not. Like we're going to probably need you at some point throughout the season in a few different games. Now we have Pascal. We have what's his name? Had a club on his hand the whole season. Can't think of it. Wow. Can't think of his name. Love that guy. Kaminsky. Thank you. Kaminsky. We got guys that could slide in, but if you just need to be there, just a defensive tackle. So let me know your thoughts in the comments on this guy and what you expect. I'm hoping really good things, and make sure you subscribe, and we'll see all of you on the next one.